Why do I like Ron Paul? Okay, so I like Ron Paul first and foremost because Ron Paul stands up for the Constitution. Okay, he is for constitutional limited government. From my understanding is that our founding fathers wrote the Constitution so that it would limit the federal government's power, and the more that the government grows and becomes larger, the less freedoms and liberties that you and I have. And Ron Paul wants to return our liberties and freedoms to us because that is what the Constitution was written for, to protect our liberties and freedoms and to limit the size of government. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons that I like Ron Paul. I also like Ron Paul for the fact that he has delivered over 4,000 babies, and he's pro-life and he believes that abortion is wrong, which I also believe is wrong. And you can't have liberty and freedom unless you first protect life, which he so proudly wants to protect. I also like Ron Paul because he's very honest and straightforward when he speaks. He tells exactly how it is, and he doesn't try to beat around the bush with a bunch of all this other gibberish stuff that a lot of the other candidates say when they're campaigning. No, Ron Paul likes to address the issues, and he has real solutions for the problems that we face as a country. So that's why I like Ron Paul. And Ron Paul also never votes for things that are, bad or are not in the Constitution, or or the Constitution doesn't give the power for these different bills, So Congressman Ron Paul is often referred to as Dr. No. And that's a good thing, is that he doesn't vote for all of these, bad bills and things that they're always trying to pass. So he really does, I believe, genuinely care about the direction that this country is headed in, and he really does care about helping to restore our liberties and freedoms and protect them, and I give Ron Paul a high five, for taking the courage to stand up there and be a voice for all of us. And even to put himself in harm's way because he's going against the status quo and the corruption, he's going to be disliked and hated by the establishment, by the people in power and the government. And, I only pray that, Ron Paul, that God will protect Ron Paul, and that he will keep him safe from harm's way. And because I really do believe, that he's honest. Now, if it comes down to the fact that he does become our president, but he doesn't do everything that he said he was going to do, the thing that I like the most about Ron Paul is his message. And his message is what's most important. It's not about Ron Paul, it's about his message. And that's what I love. I love the message. And it's hopefully this message that people will listen to, and hopefully a change can come about because of the message. And the message is pretty simple. It's about obeying the Constitution, Don't do things that are against the Constitution. And if we simply return to constitutional limited government, most of these problems that we are all facing will just go away, and be solved. So I think it's sad how the media likes to ignore Ron Paul. I don't think it's fair, but of course not everything in life is fair. I think that it's really sad, though, too, how the media tries to discredit him and make him look bad, and then they just laugh at the Constitution. Because the thing is, they wouldn't even have their freedoms if it wasn't for our founding fathers and the Constitution, we wouldn't have a Bill of Rights or any of these things that we should be so thankful for. And for the media to just laugh at that, it's dumb, it's stupid. You know, they're the ones that are making themselves look bad. They're not making Ron Paul look bad. They're actually making more people aware of how corrupt they really are to begin with. And the more that they attack Ron Paul and the message, the stronger and more support Ron Paul will get. And that's the honest truth. So, you know, I stand behind Ron Paul. I support him. And I really do hope that he becomes the next president of the United States. And I really hope that, you know, the things that he says, he will do and stick to his word. And so with that, thank you, Ron Paul.